Hi guys, welcome along to my first bolt action battle report. I'm playing against Germany and I'm up against Russia for a 1,000 points game. So we are doing a hold mission. I'm holding the centre of the board. That little round base building there will be the objective. And in there I've got a squad of infantry and my Puma as support as well. And on the left hand side my opponent set up some Russian infantry. I think these are all the regular guys. So my turn, I bring on my half track. Inside that, I've got my forward air observer and another 8-man squad on the same way as the previous one. So light machine gun, assault rifle, and a submachine gun. And I think that's it. I think the flamer comes on foot. And as you can see here, my opponent brings on his mortar along the back lines there. And my Panzer, this is a stand-in at the moment. It will be a Panzer IV. I'm just waiting to get the new plastic kit. This was a Panzer III I had from playing Secrets of the Third Reich, so I'm just using this one for the moment. And yeah, he just comes up to dominate the centre and try and hold back anyone that decides to take that large building at the front. The conscripts turn up in their truck, but unfortunately I managed to take it out early on. I think this was this is his next turn. This was with the machine gun from my half track. And the Russian tank rumbles on. It also has a unit of tank riders on it. I think there's about 8 of them, all with submachine guns. And the tank, I believe, is an IS-2. I can't remember my Russian tanks too well. I'm still learning my German ones here. So we're going to start with a tank engagement here. At the moment I'm firing with my flank showing, but neither of us are hitting each other at the moment. And this is just showing the board overall. I've moved up my flamer. He came on separately and went into the half truck. And it was him that took out the conscript's truck, and everyone else is just moving up, as you can see. So the shootout I'm having with my Panzer IV versus the IS-2 is already going to the IS-2. Somehow he managed to take out my track, so I'm now immobilized, and I've got a pin marker there, as you can see. And yeah, so I'm stuck there now with my side facing the oncoming Russians that are coming through the buildings. Over in the centre, as the Russians move up to the building, I chuck my flamer out to try and do some damage. Unfortunately, I only rolled for 2 hits, so not much damage done. But I did get a few pin markers that should stop them moving any further forwards for the moment. With my Puma settled in a relatively safe position, it starts opening fire here and trying to take out the mortar, which is trying to range into my guys that are in the building. Again, my half track moves into position. He's now got the observer in. He's already called in for the artillery, which hasn't arrived yet. I have to say, in this game, it's one of the few games where calling in artillery or the airstrike, you've always got your fingers crossed and you hope it hits in the right place, which I do like a lot. I don't think anyone else has brought either air or artillery observers, except for maybe the Americans in the little league that we're playing. But here I fire at the machine gun team and manage to cause a pin, but don't do any damage. And these are the guys I'm shooting at, and I couldn't do any damage because it has a gun shield. That's a small gun shield, but that means I'm damaging them on, well, causing a wound on the 6s, and I didn't get any through. There was a pin marker. Back here, my sniper's taking pot shots at anyone they can see. There's a couple of guys in the building. You don't get any benefits of cover from a sniper, so it's a useful thing to have. I'm trying to take out the LMGs from the assaulting Russian squads on top of that building. So the field is currently looking like this. I've got another squad of 8 German infantry coming up, they're all regulars. So I'm the same way as the rest of my squads, with the LMG, assault rifle, and submachine gun on the NCO. So the freebie conscript platoon, they jump over the wall and then assault my flamethrower. Bit of a damn, but hey ho. These guys were free, so they get their points back nicely. After the combat, they then do their consolidation move and move closer towards the building. Just behind the officer there, my artillery lands and causes pin markers on the upstairs squad, downstairs squad, the officer, and also the sniper that's hiding in the woodlands over These guys jump off the tank. These are the tank riders. There were a couple more, but obviously I've been shooting them. I fired at the tank and caused a hit, which causes the tank riders to jump off. And I opened fire on them, but they seem to weather the fire quite well. Over here, my other squad moves up into behind the immobilized tank and just keeps trying to fire on these conscripts because at the moment they're getting a bit too close to the building. And since guns weren't working, I decided to throw in one of my squads just to finish them off. Combat in this is very horrible. It's the charger strikes first, then the defender gets to strike, and then whoever causes the most wounds wins, and the one who loses is defeated and is removed from the table. So I managed to run in here and defeat them. So I just try and spread out. There's no cover for me, I know, but I'm just trying to block the ways off to that building. The marker up there with the scattered dice with the arrow, that's just because the mortar has ranged in and he's just repeating bombardment. So far I've been lucky. I've opened fire on the mortar with my Puma and I've pinned him, and he's been unable to get over his pinning since then. So my opponent decides to assault my unit that's in the building there with his 4 remaining tank riders. So I was with 8 attacks, he's killing me on 4s, so I thought, you know, I'm going to have some survive this, I should win the combat, all be good. He comes in and kills all my guys. That was some good rolling from my opponent there. So he's now taking the building with his tank riders. And he just consolidates them to the other side, just so he doesn't get shot by my incoming troops that I've still got to activate. So in retaliation, the following turn, I go in with my German infantry and wipe them out. I know he's still got the IS-2 there. I've just got to hope I can take it out with other things, because I can't get him getting close to this building. But luckily, my Panzer pulls it out of the bag and takes out the IS-2 with a lucky shot. He brings out a squad out into the open, gets it close enough to the building. I repel it using my other infantry squad that just come up from reserve, and managed to destroy what was left of them. So things are looking good for me. But then, annoyingly, at the end of the game, my opponent had this final action, and his little anti-tank team, which I completely forgotten about, ran out from behind the hedges, or between the hedges. He didn't want to cross them because you can only advance across them. But he came out and got within 3 inches of the building, and that was that. There was nothing I could do to chase him off. All his other units were all pinned beyond redemption, so they couldn't get moving. And this little guy come in and taken victory away from me, and it's only a draw. So well played to my opponent. It was a hard fought battle, and well done. So here's a little brute that ruined it for me with a whopping great anti-tank gun. How I didn't notice them, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the battle report. I'm sorry it's a bit awkward at the moment because I'm still struggling to know what's the best route to record this. It's not like a normal turn-based game where one player plays everything and the other player plays everything. It's an alternate activation with a random activation. So basically you roll, have a dice per unit, and you put them into the bag, and you randomly draw each turn to see what's activated. So I never really have a chance to do a lot in one turn that I can obviously take photo of. So I'm just trying to take photos of the things that mainly happen that can make the difference in the game, and overall shots after end of each turn, hopefully, just to show you, you know, how things are going. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to find out more, just check out my blogspot, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Farewell.